A new world order, trade tensions rise. The global economy is at a crossroads, with the balance of power shifting and the stakes higher than ever before. The global trade landscape is changing. Trade routes that have been established for decades are now under scrutiny, and the flow of goods across borders is being re-evaluated. The United States and China, the world's two largest economies, are locked in a trade war. This conflict is not just about the exchange of goods and services. It represents a deeper struggle for economic dominance and influence on the global stage. This battle is about more than tariffs. It's about economic dominance and technological supremacy. China has invested heavily in its manufacturing sector, becoming a global leader in producing high-tech goods. The stakes are high, and the outcome will reshape the global order. Leaders from around the world are watching closely, as the decisions made by the US and China will have far-reaching implications for international trade and economic stability. For decades, China has been a manufacturing powerhouse. Its factories have churned out goods at an unprecedented scale, supplying products to every corner of the globe. It has become a critical link in the global supply chain. The efficiency and scale of Chinese manufacturing have made it an indispensable part of the world's economy. The United States, meanwhile, shifted towards a more service-based economy. With a focus on innovation, technology, and services, the US has carved out a different niche in the global market. This dynamic created an intricate web of trade between the two nations. Goods manufactured in China are shipped to the US, while American technology and services flow in the opposite direction. However, this interdependence has become a source of tension. As both nations vie for economic supremacy, the once mutually beneficial relationship has turned contentious. The United States has accused China of unfair trade practices. These allegations include manipulating currency, providing unfair subsidies to Chinese companies, and creating barriers to market entry for foreign firms. These include intellectual property theft and forced technology transfer. American companies have long complained about being required to share their technology with Chinese partners as a condition for doing business in China. The Trump administration responded with tariffs on billions of dollars worth of Chinese goods. These tariffs were intended to pressure China into changing its trade practices and leveling the playing field for American businesses. China retaliated with tariffs of its own. The Chinese government imposed tariffs on American products targeting key industries such as agriculture and manufacturing. The result is a tit-for-tat trade war that has rattled global markets. Investors are on edge, and the uncertainty has led to increased volatility in stock markets around the world. The long-term impact of this trade war remains to be seen, but one thing is clear: the global economic landscape will never be the same. The US-China trade war has had a dramatic impact on US cargo volumes. Over the past few years, the escalating tariffs and trade barriers have created a ripple effect that has been felt across various sectors of the economy. A staggering $14 billion in cargo has vanished from American ports. This loss is not just a number, it represents countless jobs, businesses, and livelihoods that have been affected. This decline represents a significant blow to the US economy. Ports that were once bustling with activity now stand eerily quiet, and the impact is felt far beyond the docks. The reasons for this decline are multifaceted. Tariffs have increased the cost of goods, making them less attractive to consumers and businesses alike. Additionally, the uncertainty surrounding trade policies has made it difficult for companies to plan for the future. Tariffs have made Chinese goods more expensive, dampening demand for products ranging from electronics to furniture. Consumers are feeling the pinch, and retailers are struggling to keep prices competitive. Furthermore, businesses have become increasingly uncertain about the future of US-China trade relations. This uncertainty has led to cautious decision-making and a reluctance to invest in new ventures or expand existing operations. This uncertainty has led to a pullback in investment and a reluctance to commit to long-term contracts. Companies are holding back on major decisions, waiting to see how the trade landscape will evolve. The result is a significant slowdown in trade flows between the two countries. The once thriving trade routes are now marked by reduced activity, and the economic consequences are being felt on both sides of the Pacific. The long-term effects of this trade war remain to be seen, but the immediate impact is clear. $14 billion in cargo and countless opportunities have been lost. The decline in cargo volume has sent shockwaves through the US economy. Ports, once bustling with activity, are now eerily quiet. Shipping companies are cutting back on routes, and warehouses sit half empty. The impact on jobs has been severe. Port workers, truck drivers, and warehouse staff are facing layoffs. Manufacturing jobs, already under pressure from automation, are also disappearing. The decline in trade is contributing to a broader economic slowdown. Section 4. Ghost towns on the harbor ports left adrift. Once bustling with activity, these ports now resemble ghost towns, their once vibrant docks eerily silent. The impact of the trade war is being felt most acutely in U.S. ports. The once constant hum of cranes and the steady flow of goods have come to a near standstill. The Port of Los Angeles, the busiest container port in the Western Hemisphere, has seen a significant drop in cargo volume. This port, which handled millions of containers annually, now sees only a fraction of that traffic. The Port of Long Beach, also in California, is experiencing a similar decline. Once a hub of international trade, it now struggles to maintain its operations. These ports are major gateways for trade with China. The trade war has disrupted this vital connection, leaving containers stacked and unused. They're now grappling with the consequences of the trade war. The once busy terminals are now quiet, and the workers who once filled these spaces are left with uncertainty. The decline in cargo volume has resulted in lost revenue for port authorities. Financial reports show a stark decrease in income, affecting the overall economic health of the region. It has also led to job losses and economic hardship for communities that rely on these ports. The ripple effect of the trade war extends beyond the docks, impacting local businesses and families who depend on the port economy. The future remains uncertain as these ports, once the lifeblood of trade, are left adrift in a sea of economic turmoil. Section 5. Blindsided. The Trump administration's miscalculation. The Trump administration appears to have been caught off guard by the severity of the cargo decline. The administration had touted its tariffs as a way to bring China to the negotiating table. It had also claimed that the tariffs would benefit the U.S. economy. However, the reality has been far different. The tariffs have backfired, hurting U.S. businesses and consumers. The trade war has also failed to achieve its stated objectives. China has not made significant concessions on trade. Section 6. The ripple effect, global trade in turmoil. The US-China trade war is not just a bilateral dispute. It has ripple effects throughout the global economy. The uncertainty generated by the trade war has dampened business confidence worldwide. This in turn has led to a slowdown in global trade. The International Monetary Fund, or IMF, has warned that the trade war is a major threat to global economic growth. It has called for a resolution to the dispute. Section 7. Charting a new course. The future of US-China trade. The US-China trade war is a complex issue with no easy solutions. The two countries are locked in a battle for economic and technological dominance. This competition is likely to continue for the foreseeable future. The challenge for both countries is to find a way to coexist and compete peacefully. This will require dialogue, compromise, and a recognition of each other's interests. The future of the global economy may depend on it.